Hey lore lovers, it's me, Tara, and what's wrong with your face?
Oh, you like it? I thought I'd try something different.
Is it real?
Of course it's real! What do you think? I just went to the local dollar store, found these in the toy aisle, and thought, why not? Do you know how crazy that sounds? This is all me. All real.
Whatever makes you happy, I guess.
My chin feels so naked though, and cold! How can you handle this?
Oh, whatever, you haven't always had a beard.
Oh, yes, I have. I was born with a brilliantly burly beard. Remember?
I'd really rather not.
I do like the stash though.
Yeah, I can tell. Kind of feeling a little weird over here, buddy.
You should tell a story about a beard.
I mean, I was going to tell everybody the meaning of life, but I guess I can tell a story about beards.
My facial hair would really like that.
Well, lore lovers, let me tell you about the Cloak of Beards. Now, this one comes from Welsh mythology, and before I begin, I need to apologize for the enunciation of these words. I'm pretty sure most of them will be wrong. But before I tell you the tale, did you know that some scientists believe that some men who can grow better beards are actually lacking something physically? And so the beard is kind of a way to show confidence and intimidation and hide that fact.
Those scientists probably couldn't grow their own beards and are saying that to make themselves feel better about themselves.
I'm just sharing what I've learned. I, for one, love beards, just not on me. Another fun fact is that in some cultures where beards can be found is the epitome of masculinity. Beards have been symbolic of dominance, prestige, and virility, much like the length and sheen of a woman's hair.
I am pretty prestigious.
Do people on this channel even know your name?
Of course they do!
Let's just jump into the story, shall we? Now, the Cloak of Beards isn't just a novelty item in a video game. It's actually a real myth. A long time ago, in the Great Isle of Britain, there were two kings, Ninea and Pebia. One night, the two kings walked together under the starlight, when Ninea said to gaze upon his kingdom. When Pebia asked where it was, Ninea replied that it was everywhere that the star and moonlight touches, and that his cattle will graze all over it. As night faded and the day became brighter, Pebia said to gaze upon his kingdom. When Ninea asked where it was, Pebia replied, saying that it was everywhere the sunlight touches, and that his cattle would graze all over these lands. As the two squabbled over who owned the land, it evolved into arguing. From arguing into fighting, and from fighting into war. The two former friends attacked each other without mercy, claiming the land for their own. And it wasn't long until both kingdoms fell weak from the constant battling. Rhita Grawr, giant and king of Wales, was tired of the fighting and wanted to unite the lands. And by uniting them, I meant by taking them for himself. With his people's approval, Rhita Grawr marched his armies into battle and defeated the two kingdoms with ease, barely losing a man. To show his dominance and that the other king's rule was over, Rhita shaved the king's beards off. Tired of the squabbling of men, Rhita didn't stop there. He pushed forward, conquering every other kingdom, all 28 kingdoms, into submission. And as each one was conquered or surrendered, the giant shaved each king, relinquishing his power. And as the 28th king finally fell, Rhita made a cloak of the beards of kings. And it's said that this Cloak of Beards actually has the strength of each king that helped make it. Rhita claimed rule over all, and not just in Wales, but in all of Europe. He sent letters to every king in Europe, demanding them to surrender and send him his beard, or he would conquer them and rip it off himself. Kings of Spain, France, and other parts of Europe surrendered, cowering to the bloodthirsty giant that was now king of them all. One king didn't bow down, the Saxon Slayer, the wielder of Excalibur, King Arthur himself. The two armies clashed and fought mercilessly against one another, neither side giving way, showing signs of weakness, or even an attempt of a surrender, because they both knew this was for the future of Europe. And then, it finally happened. Rhita Grawr faced King Arthur. Man against giant. As Arthur would gain the upper hand, Rhita would push back, gaining back his ground, pushing forward. It was a constant battle of tug-of-war. And their duel wasn't short. It continued into the night, tiring out both warriors. And then, as it seemed the two were evenly matched and cursed to fight for all time and eternity, Arthur gained the upper hand. He defeated Rhita Grawr, and Grawr's army scattered to the four reaches of the winds. Arthur buried Rhita with the Cloak of Beards under a pile of stone. The massive mound of stones became known as Gwytfa Rhita, or the Tomb of Rhita. As time passed, the mountain became known as Gwytfa, or Snowdon Mountain. Well, lore lovers, what do you think? Do you think Rhita Grawr's body is still beneath Snowdon Mountain with the Cloak of Beards? Would you even wear a Cloak of Beards made from the beards of fallen kings? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you can be alerted when the next video becomes available. And until next time, lore lovers,